Right now, we are living in a time period where you are witnessing a masterclass in politics, in political strategy. This is a masterclass. We have never seen anything like this, and we probably never will again because of the way he's playing with these people's heads and making them defend indefensible positions that we all know they don't actually believe, but they have no choice because it's either defend the indefensible or side with Hitler. Those are their two choices, and they backed themselves into that corner. Something tells me Trump would have been more than happy to just go blow for blow with them on policy, but they didn't want to do that because their policies are disasters that can't stand any type of scrutiny. So instead, they decided to just hyperbolize everything and use ad hominem and throw these terrible, horrible labels at him and his supporters. And now they're paying the price. That's what you're seeing firsthand right now. They backed themselves into this corner. When you take just like comedy, or if you're in a fist fight, if you're going to tell a really offensive joke or you're going to take a big haymaker swing at a guy, you better fucking hope that connects, because if it doesn't, your set is ruined. If that punch doesn't land, that guy's going to beat the shit out of you. They did the same thing. They decided not to take Trump on policy, and they decided to debate, and they decided to go after him with hyperboles and personal attacks and ad hominems, you name it. Now they're paying the price because that missed. And now they have to sit there and sit in a lose-lose position until 2028. Now, there's a lot of time between now and the midterms in 2026, obviously. A lot of stuff can happen. So, again, let's not spike the football. Let's just watch it every day. Be vigilant. But this is a masterclass. I can't stress that enough. You are watching, I don't know if it's him or if it's his chief of staff, Susie Wiles, or if it's a number of people, but you are watching, dare I call it a stroke of political genius? Because that's what I would call it here. That's what this looks like. Now he's even fucking with their heads. And this is another thing he does. Like when he says that he wants to turn Gaza into the Middle East's Vegas. Or when he says he wants to make Canada the 51st state. Or when he says, which has been in the news recently, that he wants to run again for a third term in 2028. He knows he can't run for a third term in 2028. He knows he'll be way too old to be president in 2028. He has, I tell you right now, I don't have insider information. He has no interest in running for president in 2028. None. But he knows how much it pisses these people off. He knows how much it upsets them when he says things like this. So when he says that he wants to make Canada the 51st state, that's a negotiation tactic in a way, because it's playing head games with Canada. When he says that he wants to make Gaza the Las Vegas of the Middle East, he doesn't mean that. He's not actually going to do that. He knows that's basically impossible for a whole number of reasons, but it gets both sides' attention. When he says, I want to run for president in 2028, the Democrats, again, look hysterical because now they're attacking him on something that's not even possible. And I love the way he like plants the seed and plays them. He's like, I don't know. Legally, I don't think it's possible. You know, we've had some lawyers looking into it. Just fucking with their heads, right? That's all he has to do, because these people, they can't help themselves. Every time this guy talks, they're like a moth to a flame. And 8 years ago, when people weren't as used to him, he would say absurd things, and it would really take people, myself included, back. We'd be like, wait a second, are you serious, dude? But now that we're used to him, now that we've kind of seen the way he moves and operates, and we see how absurd, when we see the way that he deals in absurdism, not as an actual thing that he means coming out of his mouth, but as a negotiation tactic, as a form of psychological warfare, it makes a lot more sense. And it's hilarious to the people that still don't get it on the left, or the ones who do get it, but they know that their nutcase base is going to be so riled up by it that they have to pretend that they don't understand it, and they have to pretend that they're taking him literally and can't see the satire in it. And that's what he's doing with this 2028 thing. It's not going to happen. He's not going to run for president in 2028. I don't know why you guys are even worried about this. It was in my opinion, it was very clear with his VP pick. I told you guys he could have went a number of different ways with his VP pick. He could have went with somebody like Doug Burgum, that was kind of a yes man, that was just kind of like Mike Pence, older guy that was just going to kind of ride the coattails, and that was going to be it. That was his thing. He was vice president, and he was content with that. Or he could take someone who was a little bit more of a gamble, like a J.D. Vance. I think when he made his VP pick, he made it very clear very clear that his intention was to play kingmaker. I don't think Trump Jr. is going to run. I think barring these next 3.5 years collapsing and being a total disaster, J.D. Vance is the Republican nominee in 2028. J.D. Vance was a guy who knew his role, and he was quiet enough to sit by and not cause a scene. And he'll go out and he'll do the press tour and do the interviews and everything and defend the talking points. But he knows that he's waiting in the wings. He's the first round pick backup quarterback. Like, right. You got a guy who's on his way out. He said, this is going to be my last year. And then unexpectedly, one of the top 5 quarterbacks in the draft falls to that team. And it's kind of like with Aaron Rodgers at the Packers when they drafted Jordan Love, or the Packers when they drafted Aaron Rodgers while Brett Favre was still there. It's the same thing. He knows that he's the first round pick. He's going to wait a couple of years behind the starter, and then he'll emerge and he'll play. And we'll be like, whoa, the Chiefs did the same thing with Mahomes and Alex Smith. I know sports references because that's what me and my audience relate to, are sports references, because we're all a bunch of dudes. We're bros, right? Or the broligarchy, they call it, or something like that. I don't fucking know. Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked what you saw, be sure to click the link in the description to get the full episode on Rumble. If you prefer to listen along, you can actually get us on Spotify, Spreaker, and iHeartRadio. You can also go to www.outlawstreamers.com to learn more about not just my show, but tons of other great shows and all the exciting projects they have coming up. Follow my socials at Caleb Isn't Funny on Twitter and Instagram, at Caleb Salvatore Comedy on the Chinese spy app that is TikTok, and be sure to like and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Thanks, and we'll see you every Saturday for brand new episodes of That's Based. Peace.